Welcome to viewers joining us across TNT Sports and Queensberry YouTube channels. Welcome to Birmingham. We are hours away now from a mouth-watering, magnificent Seven show this Saturday night, live on TNT Sports. It all starts from 6:30. And, I mean, look around. Look at this top table. There's belts here. There's unbeaten fighters here. There's a little bit of something for everyone. There are unbeaten records on the line. There are titles on the line. There are fighters looking to prove that they can get to the top level. There are fighters looking to prove that they still belong at the top level. It's sponsored by 32 Red and Unibet, and it's brought to you by Hall of Fame boxing promoter, sat here to my right, Mr. Frank Warren. Frank, we're back. The Magnificent Seven ride again. What a show, and tell us about this one.
Well, good afternoon, everybody in Birmingham. It's a pleasure to be here. This format is a very good format. We did it many, many years ago, and we revived it last year, and I think we had domestic show of the year. And this, I think, will be the same this year. This is a great night of boxing, competitive fights, and for the winners of these fights, and maybe some of the losers, but certainly for the winners of the fights, they're going to go on to bigger and better things. And boxing's on a real high at the moment, so there's going to be some great opportunities to capitalise on their God-given talents. And so I feel we're going to see some competitive fights on Saturday, some real competitive fights, some dramatic fights. And I'm sure, as always, as I say, there'll be some upsets along the way. So I'm really looking forward to it. As a boxing fan, I really am looking forward to Saturday. It's going to be a great night of boxing.
Thank you, Frank. We'll bring you in on the various fights. We can talk about the fighters. But yes, so much coming up, including a clash between two unbeaten super lightweights. Pierce O'Leary from Dublin taking on Hovhannes Martirosyan. That's 13-0 versus 16-0. The WBC International Super Lightweight Championship is on the line. And I'm going to begin with Hovhannes Martirosyan, who's down that end of the table. Hovhannes, welcome. A big moment for you, your first fight outside of Belgium. How are you feeling about this fight?
He thanks you for the opportunity.
You should speak into the mic.
He's looking forward to the fight. He feels very good.
And what does he know about Pierce O'Leary, Big Bang, over here?
Yeah, he's a good boxer, but we prepared very good, and we will see Saturday.
Okay, well, let's bring in Big Bang, Pierce O'Leary. I know you've got a new team, but the same dream very much there. You've got that WBC gold. Tell us how you're feeling about the man sat at the opposite end of the table and this moment in your career.
Yeah, it's a big step up. Another good step up for live TV fighting. So I'm looking forward to it. He's got a great record. I think he's 16 now. He hasn't fought outside Belgium, but we ain't taking nothing away from him. He's a very good kid. Got to respect him. He's got power. He's got 10 KOs. So I need to bring my A game again.
You've been sparring Josh Taylor as well. I mean, he's been to the top of the mountain in your weight division. Tell us what you've kind of learned from that and what advice and experience you've got.
Sparring Josh. He's a fantastic fighter. He's obviously been undisputed, world champion on my weight. So it's good to get tips off him. But at the same time, I built some more confidence in how I dealt with certain individuals, sparred and whatnot. So. Listen, I just think focus on Saturday night and get the win and push on.
Couple more for you, Pierce. I saw a post go up. You are now a forged, stout, sponsored athlete. It looks like you've got the backing of Conor McGregor as well, which must be pretty cool.
Yeah, I know Conor well. I know him a bit personally as well, so that's not too bad. But I'll hopefully get a fight back to Ireland, and obviously, please God, Frank and Conor can work together and make something big happen for all the Irish fighters who Frank's are signed now, especially Queensberry. There's a card there to be stacked. It's crying back home for the boxing, big nights like this. And listen, all you can do is just have a look.
Final one for you, Pierce. There's been a lot of talk about purse bids and pullouts and things like that in your weight division with the likes of Dalton Smith and Adam Azim. I can imagine if you were offered either of those fights, I know what your answer is.
Go on, Gizzy. But yeah, no, listen, of course, they're the fights that we want. That ABO title is where I want to be fighting for. And look, at this fight, we have a big, tough test Saturday night, but get this one out of the way and all guns blazing then afterwards. And hopefully he'll get his mandatory or some sort down the line where he can get his push for that, the fight for that title.
Frank, let me bring you in here on the rise of the Big Bang from Dublin over here. Looks like he's got some big plans.
Look, Pierce is he's a fabulous, fabulous fighter, and we're delighted. He's 13-0 now, and he's fighting a guy who's 16-0. He reminds me of Clark Kent with those glasses. He takes them off and he becomes, in the ring, Superman. I mean, he's a fabulous fighter. There's no doubt about it, and I'm expecting big things from him. It's going to be a tough fight, but I'm hoping and think he'll come through it, and if he does, he will get himself a good rating in the BC, a very good rating. We're moving him up the ratings, and he'll be looking for a big, big fight this year, and we'll make sure it happens. But first of all, he's got to get through Hovhannes. I think I pronounced that right, I hope. Yeah. And he's got to get through him. But, you know, if anybody can do it, he certainly can.
Okay, thank you, Frank. Thank you, Pierce. Thank you, Hovhannes, as well. The next fighters that we're going to speak to, it's two unbeaten welterweights who shared a room together back in the amateurs, and now on Saturday will share the ring together, putting it all on the line. The vacant English welterweight title will be on the line as Owen Cooper and Ethan James duke it out. Let's start with Owen Cooper. I know, Owen, you're a fan of the traditional route. You've won the Midlands area title. This is the English title now, but this is a tough opponent. Tell us how you're feeling heading into this.
Yeah, like I said, it's a tough opponent, but it's what we've been putting in the graft for the past 11 weeks. We know what Ethan's about. We know he's a good fighter, like I said, but I just believe I'm a better one, and I believe on the night I'm victorious.
What are your memories from sharing a room together back in the amateurs? I mean, did he wind you up? Did it get on your nerves, or was he just perfectly fine?
No, it was sound. You know, we were teammates. From what I remember, it was a good trip. It was a good laugh. But yeah, that was it. It was just teammates back then, and yeah, it's just the way it goes sometimes.
Do you think he's ever boxed anyone like you?
No. Moorcroft was a good lad, but I feel like Moorcroft let him do what he wanted to. Kind of admired him a bit, whereas I'm not. I'm a strong welterweight, and yeah, I feel like it's going to be something different. He might have experienced someone like me, you know, in the amateurs. He's got a good amateur record, but over 10 rounds it's different, and I'm not going to stand there and let him hit me for 10 rounds and not do nothing about it.
Well, he said you could be his first stoppage.
No, I hope so. I hope he thinks that, because he's going to have to stand and hold his feet if he's going to get any power behind the shots. And if he's to do that, it plays into my favour even better. So yeah, I hope he tries.
Well, let's find out. Ethan James, the comment that I mentioned there about him potentially being your first stoppage, you said that to me after the first press conference. Got that confidence heading into this, that this man here could be the first stoppage on your record?
Yeah, I go into every fight with the same amount of confidence like that, but I'm going to keep saying it until one day it happens, so don't be shocked when it does. But yeah, I've had a good camp and confident going into Saturday night.
Been sparring bigger guys as well, I understand, so you're sort of, that man strength's all coming, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been mixing it up with the big boys. I always do in the gym with the likes of Kieran and Tysell and Mike. So mixing it with the heavy lads, but also had the sharp amateurs jumping in out, 2 rounds here, 2 rounds there. So yeah, we've been doing 10 rounds straight with them boys, so feeling good, feeling fresh.
I've heard you say that if the best Ethan James turns up, you can have an easy night against anyone. So are we expecting the best Ethan James on Saturday and an easy night against Owen Cooper here?
Well, yeah, that's what I train for. I believe that if I turn up best on the night, I could beat anyone. That's just what I believe in my ability. So, and with the training I've been putting in over the last 10 or so weeks, I believe I'll be in the best condition, ready for Saturday.
He wants you to stand and trade with him.
We'll see what happens Saturday. But I mean, I can stand and trade if I need to, but it'll be on my terms. So I'm just going to go in there and adapt to what's in front of me.
Anything you want to tell him?
Nah, man, good luck.
All the best, and best man to win on Saturday night.
Two gentlemen, Frank, wonderful fight in one of boxing's blue ribbon divisions, English title on the line as well. Tell us about this one.
Well, it's a good fight, isn't it? 21 fights between them, 21 wins. And look, they're two gentlemen, as you quite rightly say, and was it roommates before? We've got news for you fellas, the winner will get the top of the bed. So, but look, they've got lots to fight for, and I'm sure as much as they respect each other on the night, once that bell goes, they'll get down to business. And again, it's going to be a cracking fight, there's no doubt about it.
Fantastic stuff, and added incentive there with the top of the bed as well, gentlemen. So we look forward to this one. Let's keep things moving. Another couple of unbeaten fighters, Dennis McCann and Brad Strand, a fight that really ignited at the launch press conference. A lot on the line for this one. Brad, I'm going to come to you first here. This really, it's the moment you've been crying out for in your career. It's right here. He sat, only Tyrone Zoiger is in between you. Tell us how you're feeling about this fight.
Yeah, Dev, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, this is the fight I've asked for, and I've been waiting for this opportunity, so I finally got it. Just all I've got to do is perform now and take my chance.
Well, it was a lively first press conference. He said that you were a warm-up. He said that he's going to do more tickets than you in Liverpool, and he said you had a big head. What are your reflections on that, and have you got anything to say to him here today?
Probably just he's more got a big mouth than I've got a big head, Dev. That's all, really.
Your head I've got a bit smaller though, I'm not going to lie.
The diet in it.
Well, Dennis McCann said he was going to take over Liverpool. You've obviously been up there your whole life. Has he taken over Liverpool?
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen him about. Like, I've only seen him at one place, so I wouldn't say he's took over Liverpool, Dev, no.
Let's bring in Dennis McCann. You had a nice opening comment there about Brad Strand's head. I can see yourself as well. I know the Haribo's gone. We saw the video the other day. The Haribo's gone. The hair's gone as well. Who are you and what have you done with Dennis McCann?
It's all banter, and it's all banter. Just cut the hair off. I've been in camp mode. I've been in camp since Christmas, you know. So cut the hair off and just knuckle down.
Do you feel like you can win this fight any way you like?
I think I can do whatever I want, when I want, and how I want in this fight. I think it's the best Dennis McCann you're ever going to see. I've been in camp all Christmas. I think the last 6 months I've gone from a boy to a man. And as you all seem to forget that when I turned pro, my first pro fight I was a week 18, fighting 30-something-year-old men. That's what people forget, you know. I was 23 about 5 weeks ago. Now I'm starting to feel my manpower's seriously come true, you know. I'm 23 now, and I think my time is now. I've got a very active year ahead of me. I'm feeling very strong. I've had the best sparring that I could possibly have. I've employed good sparring from some Cubans over, and yeah, I think it's the best camp I've ever had. My whole career, my weight's the best it's ever been. Thank God, everything is great.
Let's ask Brad about this. Brad, I've heard you talk about how you actually like fighting southpaws. With that in mind, could this actually be an easy night for you on Saturday?
Yeah, we'll see on Saturday, Dev, but if the best version of me turns up, it'll be an easy night.
Have you got the edge in sort of pure boxing ability? Is that how you're reading this?
No, I just think I'm better than him, to be honest.
In what way? Are you faster? Are you stronger? I'm better. I'm faster than you. I'm stronger than you.
How do you know?
I'm better looking than you.
You wear worse clobber than me, though.
I wear worse clobber than you.
Where you're off Cheltenham? Fucking hell, lad.
I look the part, mate, to be honest with you.
What?
I think I look the part here.
Nah, you look like you're off the
Where'd
races,
you get that from? Bernardo's or something, did you?
Bernardo's.
Bernardo's, lad.
You know about that?
Bernardo's, you got that outfit from.
You're at a press conference, lad, not the races.
Oxfam.
Peaky Blinders.
Well, we are in Birmingham. Dennis, have you still got the plan to end the year as the best super bantamweight in the country? That's what you've talked about?
Yeah, definitely. Listen, I think I've got to prove it now. I've got to prove it. There's no point saying it. I'm going to let me hands do the talking now, really. There's no point keep talking about it. Saturday night is the best you'll ever see me, trust me.
And I'm absolutely buzzing for it, to be honest with you. This year is my year.
Well, your hands are going to do the talking on Saturday night. What are your hands going to be saying to Brad Strand?
I have to wait and see, Devon. We have to wait and see. I'm not going to say too much, as I said, because he ain't saying much back. You know, I don't want to take the piss, but he ain't saying too much back. So Saturday night, listen, when the best man win, he's an unbeaten fighter for a reason. You know, he's a good fighter, and I wish him all the best. And yeah, that's all I've got to say.
Brad, any final message to Dennis McCann?
No message, Dev.
No message. Okay, receive
I've got one thing. The cameraman asked me. He said, "Would you have a pint with Dennis after the fight?" No way, he reckons. I said, "I'd have one with you."
What?
The cameraman said, "Would you have a pint after the fight with Dennis? Would you have a drink with him?" He said, "Not a pint, a drink." He reckons, "No way."
Well, I've left you.
I'd have one with you. I'll buy you one, no problem.
I don't drink.
I'll buy you one, no problem.
Well, drinks are on Dennis McCann. Frank, it's a great fight. There's good chemistry between these two unbeaten guys. It must be mouth-watering for you.
I think it's bad chemistry, but look, both Queensberry fighters, they've both done everything that's been asked of them in their careers, and I think it's going to be a cracker, this fight. There's no doubt about it, and I can't wait to see it. And I just feel that, and it's not yet. And I'll say this: it's not the end of the world for somebody who loses a fight. It's how you lose. But the winner of this fight is going to go on for a really big fight this year. There's no doubt about it, and we will make sure that happens. But this has got fight written all over it. You're going to get something special.
We need the Saudi money next. After this fight.
You want some Saudi money?
Some Saudi dollar.
I'm going to pay you in Saudi money. The equivalent, right?
Rupees.
No, you're going to get the equivalent in Saudi money. Don't worry about that.
There we have it. There we have it. Brilliant fight between.
Or pesos.
Fantastic stuff. Let's keep things moving. We've got a bit of a sizzler at super middleweight. Zach Parker and Tyron Zoiga. Zach Parker, resurgent, looking to challenge for a world title, on his route to do so. But in front of him, he's got a former world champion at his weight division in Tyron Zoiga. Tyron, I'm hoping you can understand me. I hope you can. I think that's good a little bit. Tell us how your training has gone. It looks like you've been training very hard for this fight.
Hello. My English is not the best, but I wasn't long at school, so I try my best. My training camp was very nice. Yeah, it was nice.
That's nice. I saw a video go out on your Instagram the other day, which had you appearing as a tiger, and you'd kind of superimposed Zach Parker's face on someone. You were chasing him around. Can you tell us about that at all?
I can't tell you much about it. It's very much shit inside my head, and we always do some dumb shit, and I think it's funny.
Zach, let me bring you in here because you didn't seem to find it that funny.
No, I just think obviously everyone's got the way of dealing with stuff, and obviously he wants to put a few things out on social media, but obviously we've got a fight on Saturday night, and we'll see what he comes with.
And you two, you know each other from back in the day where you were both promoted by the same promoter, and I understand there was some sparring, but Zach, we spoke about that, and you said he didn't want the smoke. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, obviously I went over to Germany to spar him, and meant to do 3 8 rounds, and did 6 rounds the first day, and then I just had a holiday for the rest of the week, so I didn't want to spar anymore. So I don't know. Obviously he said he hurt himself or something, so I just don't think I wanted it.
Tyron, is that right? Did you not want to spar Zach Parker?
I said it in an interview. I don't know much about it, so I don't think he beat my ass. But maybe he knocked me down, and I don't know anything. I don't know. I have no Erinnerung. I don't know much, no memories about the sparring.
What do you know about Zach Parker? Is he a good fighter? Do you rate him highly?
I hope so. I hope we will have a tough fight and a nice fight. So it's funny.
Zach, let me get your prediction for this one then.
Yeah, obviously he's a good fighter. Former world champ, like I said, I've only lost once to Rocker Fielding, and see what Rocky Fielding went on to do. He went and boxed Canelo straight after. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a really hard fight, but nothing but a Zach Parker win, and hopefully get another knockout.
And Tyrone, this will be your last chance to speak to Zach Parker before Saturday. Anything you wish to say to him?
I hope we drink some beers after the fight.
He wants to drink beers after the fight. Zach, are you good with that? Beers after the fight with Tyrone?
I don't even get that either. He just wants to party, doesn't he? So yeah, get a knockout and then I'll have a beer with you.
I drink for you. It's okay.
Frank, Zach Parker's on the road back to where he wants to be. Tyrone Zoiga, former world champion. Tee this one up for us.
Well, I mean, they're two quality fighters. I mean, they're in the sort of just nearly the best in the world, aren't they? And that's what they'll be looking to get back into, to get a world title fight. And for Zach, this is his moment. He comes through this. I'm telling you, if he comes through this, his next fight will be a cracker. But he's got to do it, and he knows it's a tough fight. And as much as they might have a beer afterwards, if he wins the fight, he'll be on the champagne. I promise you. That's where we'll be. It's a big moment for him. And Tyrone's his record speaks for himself. You know, he's a quality fighter. He's fought British fighters and, you know, one loss against one and beat the other one. So we're expecting a real competitive fight again. It's going to be a good fight. I mean, all these fights are all competitive fights. They've all got a story, every one of them. And you know, I'm in the Zach Parker camp, you know that, and we're looking for him to come through this, as I say, and set something up which everybody will be delighted with when they see it. But he's got beaten first.
Good stuff, Frank. Well, you talked there about how all of these fights have got a story. There is a very compelling story in the heavyweight division, the return of the juggernaut, Joe Joyce, who was destined for the very, very top, seemed to be heading there until he ran into Zhilei Zhang, but now it's about the comeback. And he's got Kash Ali in front of him on Saturday night, former IBF European champion. Now, Kash, I'm going to come to you first. We spoke a few weeks ago. You talked about how there's a return of the Ali era coming to the heavyweight division. Just hours away now. Tell us how you're feeling heading into this fight.
Yeah, I'm excited. I just want to thank God I've got this opportunity. You know, I'm healthy. I'm here. I'm ready to roll.
For so long, Joe Joyce was seen as the toughest fight in boxing. Is it still?
To be honest, whether he got knocked out or not, I'm ready for the best Joe Joyce.
Do you feel like it's a good time to fight him?
We'll find out Saturday night.
Why do you think he chose you?
You know, maybe that's their problem if they're looking past me. But you know, that's a big mistake. But if you've not trained properly, if you're looking past me, you made a big mistake.
All righty then. Well, let's get it down on Saturday. Let's fight. I'm ready. You're ready.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's it. Saturday we're gonna find out. Hope you've not been cutting no corners after I beat you. I don't want to hear no excuses or they overlooked me. I didn't train right. You know, it looks like after that Zhang fight, put a bit of a timber on. Hope
It's Christmas. I had a good good Christmas turkey and like spuds,
some beers with it as well.
Few sprouts and that.
Yeah. What else?
Huh? Gravy.
Yeah.
Maybe some turnips, parsnips or something.
Yeah. What drinks did he have with that?
Huh?
What drinks did he have?
Cool, you're a bit nosy, aren't you?
Just asking.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you don't remember because you had maybe far too many.
Maybe. It won't stop me, though, from knocking your ass out.
We'll see Saturday.
Okay.
You picked the wrong man at the wrong time for you.
Everyone will be watching.
Right, man. Come on, carry on.
Sorry, speaking to the mic, I can't, sorry, what did you say?
I said for you, they picked the wrong guy at the wrong time. But for me, I'm the right man at the right time because I'm going to beat you.
Okay, well, that's fight and talk. Let's have it.
Yeah. Fight and talk indeed. Joe, Joe, let me just pull you up on this. You talked about in preparation for this fight with Kash Ali here. You said you've been watching Resident Evil films. Can you just explain that one to me?
Yeah, because there's obviously a lot of biting, and like when you get bit, it's like it's not you turn into a zombie, so you tend not to get hit, and you want to double tap. So that's what I'm going to do Saturday night.
Yeah. It's a fight, is what it is. Get ready.
Kash, do you feel like maybe the chin has been cracked of Joe Joyce now?
You know what? It's heavyweight boxing, regardless if you got knocked out by Zung or not. Yeah, he got knocked out twice. But even if you didn't get knocked out by Zung, heavyweight boxing, one shot, the party's over. You know, I believe they might be underestimating me, but I know I can punch. That's one thing for sure. And I can hurt him. He's a big man, he's experienced. But, you know, I know I can hurt him. Just like he's hurt people, but it's boxing. But at the same time, I believe I rely on my boxing ability, my skills, my ability, my agility, my movement. You know, I might even go southpaw in this, but you've had enough practice with Zili Zhang, ain't you?
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. But you know, I'm an experienced guy, and I've dealt with defeat in the amateurs, and I've come back, and I'm still the most decorated amateur from heavyweight from GB, and I aim to get back in the fray and have a good fight with yourself, and let's see how it goes. Get a nice win, and then. There's plenty more fights, but I'm not overlooking you. Like I've shared the ring with you, sparring, so I know what to expect, and I believe in myself, and I believe I can beat your ass.
Yeah. You remember that we sparred? I'm sure you said you don't remember sparring me. So that just shows me how much you're overlooking me.
Yeah, no, I didn't remember at that particular moment. I was kind of put on the spot. I don't know where my head was at.
Where was your head at?
Huh?
Where was your head at?
Where's your head at? You know that tune? That's what you'll be hearing when I knock your ass out.
Yeah, we'll see Saturday here. We're here. Whether I beat your points or knock you out, I'm getting the win, and that's it.
All right, Kash, let's just get a final message from you to Joe Joyce, and we'll get one back.
Let's go. All the best. May the best man win. On Saturday, I'm putting everything into it, and I'm going to get the W.
Over to you, Joe.
May the best man win, which will be me, and when I knock you out, then I'll carry on, and I'll show everyone that I'm still here, and I'm still dangerous, and I'm going to be successful.
Frank, a big moment in the career of the Juggernaut, a very game and lively opponent here in Kash Ali as well. Give us your thoughts on this fight.
It's a good fight. It's using that phrase again. It's a jeopardy fight, isn't it? And for Joe, it's his massive opportunity to get himself back in the mix again, which he wants to do. And you know, the heavyweight divisions, other than the two guys at the top, Tyson and Usyk, most of the others have experienced a loss and come back from losses. You know, for example, Joe Parker, who Joe stopped, he's on a roll of 5 wins now, beating the guy that beat Joe. So anything can happen in this division, and I agree with what Kash says down there. One big punch can make the difference. So on the night, where's that big punch going to come from, and who's going to get the victory?
Let's go!
Let's go, Joe.
I'm ready to rumble.
And Kash will be looking to...
You're getting chin checked by
Kash in.
Kash. That's what's happened.
Yeah, it's all there to be done. As I say, you know, again, it's a fight, and it's got some serious implications for the winner and for the loser.
Great stuff. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Kash Ali. Very much looking forward to that fight on Saturday. Well, we have an IBO World Super Bantamweight Championship on the line between Liam Davis, the unbeaten Liam Davis, and Eric Robles Ayala here. Eric, I'm going to come to you first. You must have, a translator, I think you do. You must have some happy memories of the UK. Last time you were here, you beat Lee McGregor.
Dice que tienes buenas memorias del Reino Unido de la vez pasada que viniste y le ganaste a McGregor.
Así es, tengo muy buenas memorias y estoy muy agradecido con el equipo de Liam Davis por esta nueva oportunidad de volver a estas tierras. Pues es un honor para mí volver y pues estoy pues agradecido con ustedes.
He says, of course, I have good memories from my last fight in the UK, and I'm very grateful to Liam Davis for giving me the opportunity to come back again to the UK for another fight.
And how does Liam Davis compare to Lee McGregor?
¿Cómo comparas a Liam Davis con Lee McGregor?
No puedo compararlos hasta que esté en el ring con Liam. No puedo comparar a un boxeador con el que ya peleé con otro con el que no he peleado. Esa pregunta será para después de la pelea.
He says, I cannot compare a fighter they already fought with another fighter that I haven't fought yet. That's a question for after the fight.
And you've been sparring Naoya Inoue as well. How did that go, and what confidence did you get from that?
¿Cómo te fue en el esparreo con Naoya Inoue? ¿Cuál es qué aprendiste o qué piensas de eso?
Me fue muy bien, fue una experiencia muy bonita y muy motivante. Estar con el campeón, con el mejor libra por libra de mi peso, bueno, de todos los pesos. Aprendimos muchas cosas, nuevas técnicas, nuevos movimientos. Es un peleador que pega es un super gallo que pesa como un ligero. Eso siento que nos ayudó a asimilar mejor los golpes en la división de super gallos. Y también he hecho sparring con Oscar Valdés, que es un peso más grande también. Son cosas que me han ido forjando.
Well, he says that it was great doing sparring with Inoue. It was an honor to be with one of the best pound for pound fighters of the world. He learned new moves, new techniques from him, and he also did some sparring with Oscar Valdez, who is also a super featherweight fighter, and these things are just helping him be a better fighter.
Okay, thank you. Let's bring in Liam Davis. Says your man here says he's learnt some tips from Naoya Inoue. How does that sound?
It's going to need him Saturday.
What are your thoughts heading into this fight? It's a big moment for you, IBO world title on the line, biggest fight of your career so far.
Yeah, it's a great challenge. Looking forward to it. Feel like it's come at the right time. I've proven myself to be the best in Britain, and now I'm looking to move forward. So, yeah, looking forward to it. I had my debut in Birmingham, Holiday Inn, 4 years ago, now fighting for the IBO world title 4 years later in Birmingham. So, just shows hard work, dedication, can get you anywhere.
And when Mexicans come over to the UK, especially around these sorts of weights, they tend to do bad things to our fighters. How can you ensure you're not going to fall victim? What makes you different?
Some things are meant to be for some people in life, and this is for me. It's been a long journey. One man with 2 arms and 2 legs ain't going to be able to stop me. So I wish him luck. Thanks for coming. Happy to be here. It's a great fight. I've took the biggest fight out there again, as he's had great wins with McGregor last time, but I'm just different, and I think people are going to watch me Saturday night and say, this is the guy.
You think you can stop this man?
I believe I can knock anyone out.
Do you feel by knocking out Inoue's sparring partner, it sends a bit of a message around the world?
It doesn't matter to him. Like, Inoue is just irrelevant. You mentioned a man, doesn't really matter. Don't know how the sparring's gone. It's obviously good sparring for him. He seems ready. I'm ready. And Saturday night, we're going to have a war.
All right, let me come to Eric. Eric, can we just get your prediction for this fight? How is this going to go?
Va a ir México 2, Reino Unido 0, como pasó con Lee McGregor.
He says it's going to be Mexico 2, UK 0, just like last time with McGregor.
Your response, please, Liam.
We're going to see. I ain't no McGregor.
Más fácil.
Because you're taller, maybe.
I'm better looking.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you, Liam. Let's bring in Frank Warren here. IBO world title on the line for Liam Davis, a career that you've really got behind the last few years. Big moment for him.
Do you know, the card gets better and better as you're sitting here with the guys. I mean, it's just such a fantastic fight card. But Liam's done everything that's been asked of him, and he's done it in style. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, this is yet another step up in some ways for him. But if anybody can do it, it's him. He's a very capable fighter. He's done it 15 times now. He's won, 3 of the major belts, onto the IBO now. This is a great opportunity for him to do it. And I think what he just said, he sends a message out to everybody if he comes through it against a good fighter who we all know from being over here before when he beat Lee McGregor. So there's the form line there. You see what you've got in front of you, and it's his moment in time to show what he's all about. And up to now, he's done that in spades.
He certainly has. Just quickly before we move on, Dennis McCann, I noticed you've actually got the same haircut now as Liam Davis. Has he inspired you? Has something happened there?
He ain't the only fella's got a baldy head, is he?
I think so.
Something about Liam Davis being bald. But you didn't have this hair last time. You both had more hair.
I know. What can you do? Baldy, as they say, isn't it? Baldy. My old coach used to keep calling him Baldy, and now I'm Baldy myself.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Liam. Thank you, Eric. Let's move on to the British Middleweight Championship, WBA Continental title on the line as well. Brad Pauls and Nathan Heaney. Nathan Heaney making the first defence of his British title against a very game opponent here in Brad Pauls. And Brad, I'm going to start with you here. I saw a post on your Instagram. You had that English title over your shoulder, and you had like Southern area, tick, English, tick, British, pending. What is the mindset heading into Saturday?
Yeah, strong mindset. It's the biggest fight of my career, and I love the traditional route in boxing. I love the Southern area. I love the English and British. It's probably the most difficult route, and it's the final box to tick, the hardest box to tick, which is why the British is so credible and why I like it so much. So yeah, everything I got Saturday night.
I've heard you talking about making history for Cornwall. I've heard you talking about this being your dream belt as well, the British title. Tell me more about that.
There's just not many Cornish boxers. I'm a bit of a rare breed. They're all surfing and playing rugby, and I picked boxing. Here I am fighting for the British title 21 years later. And yeah, there hasn't been a British champ from Cornwall since Bob Fitzsimmons, which was 120 years ago. And it'll be massive history for Cornwall on Saturday night. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Let me bring in the defending champion, the hitman here, Nathan Heaney. Now, hearing these comments, hearing Brad talk about making history for where he's from, hearing him talking about the dream belt right in front of you, he sounds like you before you fought Denzel Bentley.
Yeah, absolutely no difference. It's particularly when you come from cities outside of, say, Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, where there's so many British champions and world champions that come from them cities. And in a place like Stoke-on-Trent, like I was the third British champion. Obviously, he wants to become the second one. There's no difference at all.
Have you had to sort of pretend you're not the British champion, like to keep that kind of, that hunger?
It's strange. I have to remind myself that I'm the British champ because I view myself in that way anyway. I'm always striving to be better anyway. But yeah, the fact of the matter is when we step in that ring on Saturday night, that belt gets taken from me anyway. And at the end of the result, whatever the result is whether I get it back or I lose it. So technically, it doesn't exist at this moment in time for me.
Over 2,000 tickets sold, 450 deliveries for this one as well. It sounds like things are going very well in the Nathan Heaney world.
Yeah, the events are always fantastic when the Stokies and everyone are there. It's a massive event. Make no mistake, we're headlining on a massive card. It's going to be packed out in there. The atmosphere is going to be incredible. And yeah, Stoke just backed me out as they did from day one, from the King's Hall to now, obviously, the Resorts World Arena.
Well, Brad, I think you got booed in your last fight. You're such a nice guy, but you got booed in your last fight for the first time. Well, he's done over 2,000 tickets himself. You're going to get booed again. Thoughts?
Yeah, it was like destiny getting booed for the first time my last fight. I quite enjoyed it in a weird way. I fully understand I'm going to be the villain on Saturday night. it's absolutely fine with me. I've got 151 Cornish coming up. It's got nothing on Nathan's 2,000, but I'm sure they'll be noisy. And it's all energy, and it's how you use it, and I'm going to use it in my favour and give it everything I've got.
The sole loss that you've had in your career has been to Tyler Denny. He's in the same camp as Nathan Heaney, that BCB camp. What are your thoughts on that? Because I guess he could be kind of giving him little tips and tricks here and there. How do you feel about all of that?
Yeah, I guess so. But they're completely different fighters and they box different. Like I was sparring Bentley last week and I couldn't really take tips off him because we don't box anything alike. Denny was my first loss and it was a massive, massive lesson learned. I've improved and come back and added to my camp. And I think everything for a reason because that has set me up perfectly for Saturday night.
Well, Nathan, what's the key to you winning this fight then?
What's that, sorry, Dave?
What is the key to you winning this fight?
Just applying myself, my attributes as a fighter, applying myself and just listening to Steve Woodvine. And then that should hopefully sort out anything I need to do.
And Brad, they call you the Nuki Bomb. If that Nuki Bomb lands on Nathan Heaney, how does this fight play out on Saturday?
I think I have the power to hurt most middleweights, all middleweights. I just feel like if I stick to my game plan, listen to my coach, like Nathan said, and apply my strengths, it's going to be a great fight. I think the styles are going to gel quite well, actually, and I think the crowd's going to love this one. I'm not going to back down, I ain't going anywhere, so I'm sure the fans will love this one.
Nathan, it feels like every fight that you go in now, you still haven't had that big night at Stoke, but you're like jeopardising it every time, taking hard fights, Jack Flatley, Denzel Bentley, and now this man here.
Yeah, made a mistake like the last fight. You have to put yourself in terms of the mentality that to go into that fight. No one gave me a chance to even survive 3 rounds, let alone win the fight. But still, in the biggest crowd that I had in Manchester, walked out to them, did what I did, and obviously put a great performance on, and then obviously won the British title in a convincing fashion. It's one of them, like every fight that we go, we step up a little bit more and the fights get harder. But yeah, it's just for me just to win, that's it.
You expecting a hard fight?
I expect a very, very well-prepared fighter, but like Steve said, the minimum expectation is that you are in incredible fitness and incredible shape. So it's how our styles, like you said, the styles might work together well, it might make a great fight, but obviously we won't know that until the night, but we're both very ready.
Thank you very much. Brad, I just got one final one for you. I watched an interview where you talked about how Nathan Heaney is actually always a fight that you fancied, and then the phone rang and it was like you're fighting him. What is it about him that you've sort of fancied stylistically?
I respect Nathan. I respect the way he's done everything. He's worked his way small hall up to his position now, which is commendable. You got to give him credit on his last performance. But even before the Bentley fight, I just seen things in him that I feel like I could capitalise on, I feel like I could beat. Not that I don't rate him as a fighter at all, I do massively, but I just feel like there's aspects I could apply my strengths and capitalise. So, yeah, massive respect. There's going to be no beef here, Dev. I know you like the beef, but may the best man win Saturday night.
No beef from you as well, Nathan?
No. Yeah, it's going to be a great fight,
Frank, a fantastic fight. First defence for Nathan Heaney of his British title here, and a very game opponent in Brad Pauls.
Look, again, it's got the ingredients of a fantastic fight. They're both superbly prepared for the fight, both very confident. I spoke to both Nathan and Brad. Both fancy their chances, and I think you're going to get a classic. I really do. The atmosphere is going to be electric. And it's going to be out who imposes himself in this fight. For me, who imposes himself, who gets really going fast, who can take command of the ring. And that in itself is going to be interesting. For me, it's going to be anyway interesting to see who does that. But no doubt about it, you're going to get a classic. Styles make fights, and these styles will make a fight.
There we have it. So many great fights. We've spoken to everyone up here now. We're about to get some photos, some face-offs, some I'm really, really looking forward to. We will be live from 6:30 on Saturday night from the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham. Actually, an hour before that on the Queensberry YouTube channel, we'll be live at 5:30 for Ezra Taylor challenging for the Commonwealth Silver Light Heavyweight Championship. So a real stacked night of boxing on Saturday. the Magnificent Seven ride again.